let's see. So page 11, we have this lovely picture. So we have J, K, L, M, N. And we are given that JM is congruent to KN. So JM and KN. And we're trying to prove that JK is congruent to that might be why you had trouble. Yes. All right. So we have our statements and our reasons, justifications, whatever you want to call them. So what is our first one? Right. So the first one is always our given. All right. Did everybody at least get that part?
Yes.
Okay. Right. So, like I said, when all else fails, you should always be able to get the first step because it's always the given. And if it's got more than one part, you've got your at least first 2 or 3 steps. Okay. So, we need to then take it from congruent to equal. Okay, so we're off to a okay start, it seems like. So, then why is my which means that JM is equal to KN. And when we go from congruent to equal, that is the definition of congruence. Right, because before we can do any kind of segment addition stuff, we have to have it with equals. All right, so since we know stuff about JM and KN, we're going to take those segments and like break them up into their pieces. So like JM has JK and KL and LM. So we're going to write that basically. So we're going to do for step 3, we have JK plus KL plus LM is equal to JM.
Okay, I did not do that. I did JK plus KN is equal to J.
Right, yeah, you need to split it up into the 3 parts. Right, and so that is the segment addition postulate. So JK plus KL plus LM. Right, so JK, KL, and LM equal this red piece here. All right, and then we need to do that for the other one. So we need to do that from K to N.
I know I messed up my next one.
Right, so then we're going to do kind of the same thing. So we have KL plus LM plus MN is equal to KN.
I got it now. I was thinking we couldn't have 3, so I was adding 2. I found my other ones, so I added 2 because
So then, since we know JM is equal to KN, right, we can take, I'm going to take this one, right? We can change that KN to a JM. Yeah, so step 5, All right, we're going to take the first part of step 4. And now it's going to be equal to JM. Because I took this and I used this to substitute. And now, since in lines 3 and 5, they're both equal to the same thing, right? So we can use what property? Transitive, right? So we can set those like 3 things equal to each other. So we have JK plus KL plus LM is equal to KL plus LM plus MN. And that is the transitive property. And then what do we have that's the same on both sides? Right, so if we subtract those from both sides, right?
Then you get JK and MN.
Right.
Which is the answer.
Almost.
And then you do definition of congruence.
Right.
Wow.
Right, so again, we subtract KL and LM from both sides. Right, I didn't really have room to do that, but then that essentially cancels them out in both places. And then, yes, our last step is going to be making those congruent, which means we add the bars and the squiggles. And that is definition of congruent.
I think I got this next
All right, so did that clear up issues you guys had?
one. Yes.
Okay.
I want you to look at mine after and see what
Not
happened.
really.
Okay.
It's like,
Did you watch any of the videos I posted
yeah.
while you were gone? Okay. Yeah, no, it's okay.
It's way easier to ask questions.
Yeah, it's hard. I know. Yeah.
If
Which
we
is
can
why-
figure it out again, we should do Zoom. 'Cause
We totally can, yeah.
I would much rather not than try to do it by myself.
Yeah, we can definitely do Zoom stuff if you guys want to. I'm all for that. So, yeah, we can make it happen. Draw that angle if that's okay. Or do we need the angle?
I think we can also do it.
Okay, so we are, and I'm just going to start here and write out my given statements in this. But I am going to write what we're trying to prove up here. So we're trying to prove that angle PAS is congruent to angle QAT. All right, so we're going to split up our given statement into 2 lines, right? So we know that angle PAQ is congruent to angle RAS. And we know that angle RAS is congruent to angle SAT. Right, so those are given to us. So what's the first thing we need to do?
The definition of congruence.
Yeah, use the definition of congruent to make them equal. So in line 3, that means we're going to have the measure of PAQ is equal to the measure of RAS. And then we also have the measure of RAS is equal to the measure of SAT. All right, so let's take a minute and think about the information that we have right now. We're given information about the smaller pieces of the angles, right? And we're trying to prove that we know stuff about the bigger angles that are formed from the little pieces. So we're going to take the big angles that we're trying to prove something about and split them up into their pieces. So let's take angle PAS first. So what three angles make up angle PAS?
PAQ, QAR, RAS.
Yes. So we're going to take those things and add them together. All right, so we have PAQ. Yeah. Oh, this is kind of broken.
Is that the one you dropped and you were like, I wouldn't break it?
No, that was the pink. I don't know. I have stuff everywhere. It's hard to tell. I left my desk a hot mess yesterday because I was just over it and I was like, I'm just going home. But I regret that this morning, so. It's fine. All right, so we have the measure of PAQ plus the measure of QAR plus the measure of RAS is equal to the measure of PAS. And what postulate is that?
Angle addition.
Angle addition. Did you get it?
I would have got it right if I did the 3. I was thinking the 2 and it's making me sad.
It's okay. You had the right idea, though.
I forgot to put RAS.
I'm just glad it's for completion.
Yeah, that's typically how I do stuff. So, it's cinnamon dolce latte.
The holiday makes it all. Oh, that's my person.
That's good.
That's better than that, but you don't want to.
You're welcome. All right. Figured I would try something different today. All right, so then for step 6, we're going to take the other big angle. So we're going to take QAT and split it up into the parts that we have things for. So we have that, so we have QAR plus RAS plus SAT is equal to QAT. Oh, I forgot a step.
No.
It's fine. We can put it. It's fine. We can put it here and then do the next part. It's okay. All right. So I was like, something's not like we're missing something. But all right. So looking at our given statements, right? So we have PAQ is equal to RAS, and we have RAS is equal to SAT. Yeah, so we can say PAQ equals SAT, and that's a transitive property.
We just put that on number 7.
Yep. So it is,
Wait, what is it, trans?
yeah, it's transitive. So PAQ is equal to the measure of SAT. And that's transitive.
I did the same thing, but with congruence. I feel like add first and then I have to go back and then make that function.
All right, so then we're going to take I'm all messed up because I'm out of order from this now. QARRASSAT. So we're going to take what we have in line 6, right? And we're going to take the SAT and change it to PAQ. Basically, yeah. Because we know this is equal to the PAQ. So then line 8 is QAR plus RAS plus PAQ is equal to QAT. All right, because then if you look at what we have, right? So like looking at line 5, our first angle addition, right? We have PAQ there. We have PAQ here. We have QAR and QAR. And we have RA, oh, that's not the highlighter. We have RAS and RAS. So since those entire sides are equal to each other, we can then say that PAS is equal to QAT, which is what we're trying to prove.
I get it.
Good job. Right, and then, oh, so 8 was substitution. And 9 is transitive. And I'm out of room, but your last step should be to make it congruent and use the definition of congruence.